After going through the introduction to vector calculus and the study of various fundamental operations onto the vectors in our previous two videos, now we are going to see how the components of a vector representation can be determined in this particular video. These components of a vector representation are drawn with respect to another vector that is also defined into the same geometrical space. First of all, we shall see the scalar component of a vector quantity. So for that purpose, we will take the example of two vectors. Here we have matched the tail points of both these vectors. I shall denote the first vector to be A bar and the second vector to be B bar. After matching the tail points of both these vectors, we see that they make certain angle with respect to them, and that angle I have denoted as theta here. Now if you want to find out the scalar component of vector A, the first vector, in the direction of the second vector B bar, we have to drop a perpendicular from the head point of vector A onto the vector B. So after having the intersection of this perpendicular segment onto the vector B, we have to focus on this much of length onto the vector B. Now as you see the title, we are going to determine scalar component of a vector. So as we have already studied into our first video, that scalar means only the magnitude, no concern of direction. So we are interested to have what is the length of this much segment, and that it will be the scalar component of vector A, which is in the direction of vector B. So for that purpose, we will see that this is a perpendicular segment dropped onto the vector B. That means this is the 90-degree angle here. So the opposite segment in this particular triangle to the 90-degree angle will be the hypotenuse, and this much of length we can denote as magnitude of vector A. So here it is magnitude of vector A. We have the angle theta, and this is the length we are interested to determine, that is the adjacent side of this particular angle theta other than the hypotenuse, which we can write to be mod of A bar, the length of the hypotenuse, multiplied by cosine of the angle theta. If we multiply this representation by 1, so it won't be any change into this particular representation. Anything multiplied by 1 will be equal to the same. Now we know the concept of unit vectors. The unit vectors are having the unity magnitude. The magnitude is equal to 1. So if we take the unit vector representation, which is in the direction of second vector B, that we can denote as small a. In the subscript we write capital B, and A is having overhead cap. So if the magnitude of such a unit vector is there, it is nothing but equal to 1. So we have mod of A bar multiplied by the mod of unit vector in the direction of vector B, which is further multiplied to cosine of theta from the above step. So this is nothing but the formulation of dot multiplication that we have seen in the previous video. So here we can write the representation is nothing but A bar having dot multiplication with the unit vector in the direction of B bar. Therefore, whenever we need to determine a scalar component of vector A bar in the direction of vector B bar, the first vector and second vector you can refer to, you have to find out the dot multiplication of the first vector A bar with the unit vector in the direction of the second vector B bar. Now after understanding how to determine a scalar component of a certain vector in the direction of another vector, we shall see the second type of the component, that is vector component of a vector. So as like the previous case, here also we shall take the example of the two vectors, the same one here, vector A and vector B here. So as like the previous case, I will denote vector A and vector B. Now as you see the title here for this particular component, this is of the vector type. So it will be having the magnitude as well as the direction here. So as we have seen the scalar component of vector A in the direction of vector B, we had dropped a perpendicular from the head point of vector A on the vector B. So similarly we have this particular perpendicular dropped, and now if we focus on this much of length, so this much of length will give us the scalar component of vector A in the direction of vector B if it is along with the direction. So it will become the vector component of vector A in the direction of vector B. So as this component is of vector type, we must geometrically represent this much of segment with an arrow, so that this is the vector component. So earlier we had only the scalar component that will act as the magnitude of this vector component. So that magnitude was the A bar, the original first vector, having a dot multiplication with the unit vector in the direction of second vector. So this is just the magnitude, and when this magnitude is accompanied with the direction of the second vector that we have denoted with the help of unit vector small a subscript capital B, and small a is having a cap overhead. So this much of the representation is nothing but the vector component of A bar in the direction of vector B. So I just represent this vector component separately here. I can write this vector component to be C bar, which can be found out by having the dot multiplication of A bar with the unit vector of the vector B, and this magnitude, that is the outcome of this dot multiplication, is accompanied with the direction of second vector. That is why I mention here unit vector in the direction of B. So here I just outline the representation. The two formulae are really very simple. So I hope this video has helped you to determine the scalar component and a vector component of a certain vector with respect to another vector that is also defined into the same geographical space here. So after this video, by the next video, we shall see the understanding of rectangular coordinate system, which is also known as Cartesian coordinate system. Thank you.